This week, we're taking a look at 3D printing and how it's revolutionizing some industries. We begin tonight with manufacturing. 3D printing is a process that takes a digital design and creates a physical object using a piece of machinery that works on an X, Y, and Z axis. Steve Longpre is the founder and CEO of Barnstorm Studio Additive in South Hadley. When he first opened the doors of his business, he focused on helping other companies develop their ideas into prototypes. Now his focus is on printing things using recycled scrap metals. Steve believes this process will revolutionize manufacturing when it comes to lowering the cost of products, and producer Alejandro Camero brings us the story.
I'm the founder and CEO of BSS Additive, or Barnstorm Studio, 3D printing company in South Hadley. 3D printing's been around for about 30 years. It's been used extensively in prototyping a wide range of products for the consumer industry, for making prototypes for the aerospace industry, and then in use as tooling materials, brackets and fixtures and jigs for assembling parts. So it's got a very, very long history of use, but at the time that I saw it, it was becoming mainstream. Lots of people were starting to use it in their small offices or their shops as a means to make end-use parts. This was a project that we worked on with a company in New Zealand called the Bread Pick. Basically, they produce a guitar pick that is actually a bread bag closure, and they're using it as an advertising vehicle with a grocery chain. This was the final product for a company called the Toast Cafe. And what we helped them do is design a bread bag closure that's a dual-use guitar pick and actually has an NFC chip that stores a song. So you can download music every time you buy a loaf of bread. Additive manufacturing is the method that we make objects. We manufacture prototypes out of thermoplastics in a layer-by-layer fashion, and that's an additive fashion, similar to the PC revolution of the 80s, and realized that this could be a huge thing in a few years, so that's what started us. I was looking around at the internet, looking at companies that were doing exciting things in technology, and I saw a few 3D printing companies that had captured the attention of the media, of the makers movement at the time. One of which managed to be acquired for $400 million. That caught my attention. It told me a lot about what was happening in the industry. And then I looked around to see where you could actually learn how to 3D print something, and there was nothing out there. None of the colleges had any type of course or any type of equipment, so I decided that I could make a small investment and learn the technology myself. Our traditional customer is somebody that would call up and say, we have an idea for a product, a sports device, or a consumer product, or a bracket or a tool for manufacturing something. And we'd interview them to see what kind of methods they're using currently to manufacture that product. We then look to find out whether or not that product fits within the framework of additive manufacturing or 3D printing. Can we actually make the part with some of the machines that we have around here? So what we have here are basically thermoplastic fused filament fabricators. They're machines that move in three directions, an X, Y, and Z axis, and they move a print head, which is essentially a hot glue gun that extrudes thermoplastic in a shape, a controlled shape using a computer numeric control. We discovered a method for converting CNC milling scraps, chips and turnings, metal shavings off of big industrial machines that manufacture parts for the aviation industry, the automotive industry, the molding industry. We found a way to take those shavings and convert them directly into powders for the additive manufacturing and molding industry. The most important part about this is we found a very efficient way to convert metal materials into powders that can be melted in these 3D printing systems. So one of the best things is if we are able to help people take an idea from conception to actual end product, something that they can hold and share with other people, it feels really good.